What's going on, McLean County? This is Ursula Crooks here to give you information about what we have going on here and around the Bloomington Normal community. Joining me today is a very enterprising young man, DJ Bagwell. He is an entrepreneur, speaker, teacher, owner and president of Vision Pro Marketing LLC, but he is here to talk about his new book, The Brand New You, Transforming Your Life with God-Driven Personal Branding. DJ, thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
Well, I appreciate that because it's nice to see a young brother who's definitely doing something positive and certainly contributing to the community.
Thank you.
So the first thing, what is the book about? You're talking about personal branding, and we'll get into that a little bit, but what is the book about?
The book is about just teaching people, I guess, how to brand themselves for success professionally and personally. So whether it's in relationships or whether it's at your job, how do you get ahead? But also this book puts God first. And so that's the major difference in this book than any other thing. So it's been getting great reviews so far.
And what inspired you to write the book?
You know what? My passions have been marketing since high school. I was one of those kids who I knew what I was going to do, went to college, did marketing, got my MBA in marketing. And so I've always been I've been a brand manager. And so when I got a close relationship to God and started getting more involved in church, it just fused the two ideas together. So, I mean, it was a perfect combination of just how do you brand yourself, but also as a Christian, how do you do that?
And I certainly want to expound on that theme because as I was looking at the book and working in the corporate arena, you know, personal branding is kind of the big topic at this particular point, much like diversity and emerging markets and so on and so forth. And again, you talk about the distinction of marrying the idea of personal branding with the idea of, you know, Christian spiritual values and so on and so forth. Tell me what your ideas are when you talk about God-driven personal branding.
Well, because, you know, I do teach just personal branding classes. Like I said, I was a brand manager before, and I go, I'm at Heartland, and I teach personal branding classes that don't involve any Christian, you know, perspective at all. But the difference is this, and there's nothing out there like that I've seen, is that most personal branding theories start with, what do I want? What do I want to be? And most people go through life and don't know what they want. And so this says, well, allow God to show you who you are, what you're supposed to be, and let him drive your brand as opposed to us trying to drive it. Because I've drove my own brand and I haven't got too far. So I experienced this myself. Once God started driving my brand, once I started seeking God first, things started aligning, and all my professional and personal things fell in place too. So that's where it kind of came from.
Well, I can certainly appreciate that. And those who do have some spiritual perspective and or education, you think about the purpose, God's purpose for your life and how we are to stay in tune and listen and get some guidance in terms of what that purpose is. Certainly is synonymous with the whole idea of personal branding. What topics do you actually cover in the book?
And again, this book is set up to be a balance, whereas I bring spiritual pieces in, but I also talk about practical things.